Good morning. It's time for the Midweek Pickup. It's Wednesday. How are you? How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's great. I am. I feel rested, rejuvenated, relaxed. I'm just ready to get it and go. Me and my family went to Destin, Fort Walton, Florida, and we went out there and had a ball. Beautiful waters, nice family vacation. My parents was there. It was awesome. For my little cousin's wedding, it was just awesome. Today I want to talk about a few subjects. So if I'm kind of going everywhere with this, just kind of know where I'm always trying to make a point. I might ramble a little bit, but I'm trying to make a point. Today I want to talk about who you have around you who's going to make you better, what you need to really expect out of life as far as people helping you, and just life in general, because sometimes we don't know what we're doing that we're messing up on because we can't see it, but somebody on the outside may be able to peep what you're going through, and then they may be able to tell you what you do and do not need to do. One thing that I've always said is that you can't learn anything unless you go through it. Some things you do not want to go through though, but most of the times our lessons are learned when we go through something or we see somebody that we know are going through something like that. So what you really have to do is kind of sit back and see what kind of circle you have around you. See who's going to be the motivating factor. See which one of your friends you can actually see is rooting for you to succeed, and find out which friends are rooting to you for failure. Because what you have to understand is a lot of people say they want you to succeed, but a lot of people are so used to seeing you at a lower level, they just rather you be at that lower level. And it might be because they're at a lower level, but in all actuality, maybe they just want you to be there, want you to stick around with them in that situation. And that's something that you have to cut off. If you got to make your circle a half of an amount smaller, do that. If you have to make it an eighth of amount to an eighth of amount of friends, you have to do that, because if you don't have anybody that's willing to try and push you forward or trying to help you get to the next level, then all they are is an anchor, and you're going to sink, because that anchor is going to you're going to go down like an anchor. You're going to keep going down, and you go take that person with you when you easily could have got off the boat, before it was too late. One thing I was telling my people when we was having this discussion this weekend is, I wish I had somebody that I could watch and learn from, so I could not make some of the mistakes that I made. And especially in marriage, man, like if I had, because of course, you look up to your parents. Well, my parents been married for 35 years, so yeah, I can look up to them at that aspect. But sometimes you kind of need a person who I guess is around the same age as you, and watch them, what they went through in their marriage or whatever situation, and then that could have avoided some turmoil or some bad things that have happened, because you've already peeped it. Hey man, my boy Kay or Donnie or somebody went through that same thing. You know what I'm saying? I can see I'm about to go through that same thing. Since I've seen what he went through, let me see if I can fix it on my end and flip it around, so I can see how I can avoid the situation. And when you have people around you like that, that's how a group evolves and a group grows, because this person's pushing this person to do something, the other person is pushing this person to do something else, and you're like a well-oiled machine, if you will. Everything's running, everything's pumping, everything's churning, because you have a group of people with you who want you to succeed as much as they want to succeed. That's the type of people that you need to have in your life, period. I'm not saying that you have to be better than your friends, but sometimes, and it's not about being better or whatever the case may be, but sometimes in order for you to grow, you have to subtract yourself from the situation. And sometimes in order for your friend to grow, you have to, put them back on the back burner for a little bit. I ain't say throw them away, but you got to make sure that they find out what they need to succeed or to become better or to grow. Another thing, while I was on vacation, of course it was great or whatever, but all I could really start thinking about is, how do I make myself better? What am I going to do to blow my business all the way to the top? Just brainstorming. And with everything that has been going on, the losses that I've taken and everything like that, I hear a lot of people, don't get discouraged, don't quit, just because of that. And there's no way I'm going to, but I learned a good lesson from that, and I would rather have learned it here than later. But still, even though it was messed up, you still have to learn things from situations. Even if they're bad situations, you still need to learn how to live through them and be able to either, you're not gonna forget it, but you can forgive that person, and the forgiveness isn't really for that person, it's for you, so you can move on. Another thing that I realized is that 65 to 99% effort is not going to get you there. 100% effort is going to get you there. So, I had my vacation, and my mind state is beast mode time. It's time to put my all into everything and make some things happen. Set a 5-year goal. Ask yourself really seriously, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself? The answer isn't like, I see myself working at this job, I see myself driving a Ferrari, I see myself doing this, doing that, you know what I'm saying? And you can ask a single person and a married person these questions, and most of the time the single person is not going to say anything about family or children or anything like that. You ask me where I'm going to be in 5 years, I want to say putting my family in a new house, making sure that my daughter has everything that she needs, making sure my wife is the happiest that she can be, and just to continue to become a better person so I can do more and help more and feed more. And now I'm on my drive now is just to become better at everything, every aspect, everything that I can. Because if I'm not putting 100% effort into it, what am I trying to do it for? A lot of people don't understand. They try and do 16 multiple things at once, but you never can do 16 multiple things at once, because you're never going to go anywhere. Because if you do not do what you need to do in order to get to where you need to get to, you're not going to appreciate it. Blood, sweat, and tears. Don't take handouts. Don't let people get you to give them hookups when you know you're not ready for a hookup. Hold on. But just do you. Be positive. Be patient. Push yourself. I've said before, I want to be so blunt where I make people get out and do some stuff, so they can be like, see, you was talking that, but I did it, and I didn't do it just because I didn't say things just because I wanted to hurt them. I'm telling them because you need that push. And if I see you doing something stupid and you my friend, I'm going to call you on it. If you not grinding the way you should be grinding, I'm going to call you on it. If you say ignorant shit, I'm going to call your ass on it. Because if I don't do it, who's going to do it? And you may say, oh, that's kind of tough. No, you heard of tough love before. That's what you need to give out sometime in order for people to get to where they need to get to. With that, I'm going to cut everything short. Hope y'all had a great weekend. My wife's birthday was on Monday. Happy birthday, baby. Hope you enjoyed our vacation and everything. But remember, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the circle that you have. Be aware of what's draining you, taking you down. Notify the problem. Fix it. You have time to fix it. And then once you fix it, do it. Smooth sailings from there. Put God first, family second, everything else will follow. I'll see y'all next week. Oh, it's almost football season in case y'all didn't know. Who that nation, baby?